October 16th, 2025. It is officially 5 days till my 27th birthday. And God is so faithful, you guys. I'm just again in a place where I feel like spiritually I'm being led to just start. And when I say start YouTube, I mean start actually sharing more of my testimonies. It's been years and years of compiled things that God has done, and it feels like my life up until this point had just been like a wilderness, like an entire wilderness period where there'd be breaks in between in terms of just what felt like a quick relief, but I was still dealing with something at every point in time. And it was just such a crushing, refining, humbling, season. Or it's hard to say season because, to be honest, seasons seem like it's just something that comes and it goes, and it sounds like a very short period of time, sometimes when we hear season, but it just literally felt like it was my entire life. The wilderness, literally my life felt like, and it's like a wilderness. It was so painful, it was so crushing and humbling especially, but if there's one thing that I learned in all that though is my dependence on God. And I've kind of have a new sense of of a meaning in my name. So my full name means I put my trust in God and I draw my strength from God, which I actually didn't know about the strength part, until one day my dad was explaining it to me, because it's from his it's Edo, and he is Edo, so my name is from his culture, from his tradition. And so he was explaining the meaning, and I was like, wow, like that's it explains a lot because I had to rely on God as my strength in that really dark time. And when God says that my strength is made perfect in weakness, he tells us in scripture, he really allowed me to be weak in that entire phase of life, I guess I would say. Literally up until this point, if I had to kind of mark a starting point to all this hardship, I would honestly say my university years. I think 2016 is when this whole process, I think, really the refining period really began. And that was the year I went to university.